When people talk about the world's most war-torn nations, names like Vietnam, Iraq, or Afghanistan often come up. But there's one country whose tragic war story is rarely told: Laos. A quiet, landlocked nation in Southeast Asia that holds an unwanted world record. Laos is the most heavily bombed country in human history. The secret war no one talked about. From 1964 to 1973, during the height of the Vietnam War, the United States dropped over 2 million tons of bombs on Laos. That's more than was dropped on Germany and Japan combined during World War II. But here's the shocking part: it wasn't even an officially declared war. Instead, it was a covert operation carried out by the CIA known as the Secret War. The mission? To destroy the Ho Chi Minh Trail, a key supply route used by North Vietnamese forces that passed through Laos. The goal was to cut off the movement of troops and weapons into South Vietnam. As a result, Laos became an unseen battlefield, with over 580,000 bombing missions conducted over a 9-year period. That's equivalent to one plane load of bombs every 8 minutes, 24 hours a day, for nearly a decade. A legacy of unexploded death. What makes this even more devastating is that an estimated 30% of the bombs never exploded. That means today, over 80 million unexploded ordnances, UXOs, remain scattered across Laotian land, hiding in rice fields, under homes, and near schools. These deadly remnants continue to kill and maim hundreds of innocent civilians every year. Children often mistake cluster bomblets for toys. Farmers strike buried ordnance while tilling the soil. Even today, decades after the war ended, Laotians are dying because of a war they didn't ask for and couldn't escape. Why is this not global news? Because it was a classified mission. Many Americans and the world didn't know it happened. Laos wasn't the enemy. It wasn't even supposed to be involved. Yet it became collateral damage in the Cold War chess game between superpowers. Even after the bombing stopped in 1973, no major cleanup efforts were initiated for years. Laos was left to fend for itself, its rural population struggling to survive in what is essentially a minefield. A nation of resilience. Despite its tragic past, Laos has shown remarkable strength. The people are warm, welcoming, and proud of their culture. Travelers today visit the beautiful temples of Luang Prabang, cruise along the Mekong River, and enjoy the serenity of Vang Vieng's limestone cliffs, all while unaware of the invisible danger still lurking in the ground. Organizations like UXO Lao and MEG, Mines Advisory Group, are working tirelessly to locate and destroy the remaining bombs, but at the current pace, it could take another 100 years to clear the country completely. Why this story matters. The story of Laos is a powerful reminder of the unseen costs of war, especially those borne by civilians who never chose to be part of it. It's also a story about accountability, awareness, and the resilience of the human spirit. The world needs to remember Laos, not just for what happened, but for the people who are still living with its consequences. What are the lesson learned and who is to be blamed? The tragedy of Laos teaches us a powerful and painful lesson. Wars leave scars far beyond the battlefield, on people, on land, and across generations. The United States government, specifically during the Vietnam War era, bears the primary responsibility. The bombing campaign, kept secret from both the American public and the world, turned an innocent nation into collateral damage in a war it never chose. But while blame can be placed in history books, the real challenge now lies in what we do moving forward. A call to action. Even today, Laotians continue to suffer because of bombs dropped decades ago. This is not just history. It's a humanitarian crisis still unfolding. Support organizations like MAG, Mines Advisory Group, and UXO Lao that are actively working to remove unexploded ordnance and educate communities. Share this story. Most people have no idea what happened in Laos. By raising awareness, you're helping keep history alive and pressuring global powers to never let this happen again. Use your voice. Whether you're a content creator, student, or global citizen, speak up. The silence around Laos has already lasted too long. Because no child should have to die decades after a war ends. History remembers what we choose to tell. Let's choose to tell the truth.